Time magazine called him the unsung hero behind the internet. CNN called him a father of the internet. President Bill Clinton called him one of the great minds of the information age. He has been voted history's greatest scientist of African descent. He is Philip Emeagwali. He's coming to Trinidad and Tobago to launch the 2008 Kwame Ture lecture series on Sunday, June 8th at the JFK Auditorium, Lewis in the Western, 5 p.m. The Emancipation Support Committee invites you to come and hear this inspirational mind address the theme, Crossing New Frontiers to Conquer Today's Challenges. This lecture is one you cannot afford to miss. Admission is free, so be there on Sunday, June 8th, 5 p.m. at the JFK Auditorium, Lewis in Augusta.
Who is the father of the internet? The internet has many fathers and mothers, as well as many uncles and aunts. However, I, Philip Emeagwali, is the only father of the internet that invented a new internet. I visualize my fastest calculations across my new internet before I experimentally discovered the fastest calculations across my new global network of 64 binary thousand commodity processors, or across as many tiny identical computers. I visualized my new internet in a fictional 16-dimensional universe, but I experimentally discovered my new supercomputer in our factual 3-dimensional universe. Fast computation defines the computer, recording a never-before-recorded speed in computation redefines the supercomputer and redefines the boundary of human knowledge. The fastest computation is the most objective and the most measurable contribution to the development of the computer. The supercomputer speedup of from 1 day to 180 years that I experimentally discovered on the 4th of July of 1989 and in Los Alamos, New Mexico, United States, made the news headlines because it was a quantum increase in parallel processing supercomputer speed instead of an incremental increase in sequential processing supercomputer speed. That invention of the parallel processing supercomputer was also a paradigm shift in thinking instead of an evolutionary shift in thinking. That invention of the precursor to the modern supercomputer opened our eyes to the richness of consequences arising from parallel processing across millions upon millions of tightly coupled commodity off-the-shelf processors that shared nothing with each other. That invention allowed us to see the modern computer in a different way, namely as parallel processing across processors. As reported in the news media, such as the June 20, 1990 issue of the Wall Street Journal, my invention of the massively parallel processing supercomputer was not in the new fastest supercomputer. My invention was in discovering a new way of thinking about the new fastest supercomputer and thinking about the supercomputer of tomorrow, not as a computer per se, but as a new global network of tightly coupled processors that shared nothing with each other, and that is a new internet de facto. My experimental discovery of massively parallel processing was processor agnostic, or independent of processor technology, and was a blueprint for a never-before-seen internet. The invention of a faster supercomputing is a historical milestone that measures human progress. The reason the invention of how to compute faster and how to do so by changing the way we look at the modern supercomputer is a marker of progress is that it's an invention that makes the impossible to compute possible to compute. The invention of the massively parallel processing supercomputer proves that humanity is progressing in the right direction. I'm Philip Emeagwali at emeagwali.com. Thank you.
Insightful and brilliant lecture.